Hey, hey, hey!
Woo!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to PLEXYSTARS. I am Blake. Tonight, stop it. We have a very special guest tonight. Her name is DEE COMPTON. Tonight, we finally have Dustin back. Sorry,
Dustin!
Yes, I
Dustin.
know.
Oh,
Dustin is
God.
back. Dustin is back. They finally released him. He was held captive. And Dustin will tell you a little bit more about that later on tonight. Um, but helping me out with Dee tonight is Tanya. Say hi, Tanya.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
And and also Dustin is back. We're glad to have you back, Dustin. We missed you.
You already said that.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Dustin, I missed you. I missed you, Dustin. I'm so glad you're in your blue chair with your hoe cup.
do you
Your
guys,
ho
Dustin, do
cup.
you have pants on?
Drink more water.
Woo! Cheers to water. Do you
Dustin, do you
have
have your
pants?
pants on?
I can't tell you that.
You
No,
can and you
D.
will.
D, forgive them. They're just men, and they don't ever have their pants on. I don't even know how
Well,
to
you can't
explain
see
Because
it.
they're
from
just
the waist
more water.
down.
Oh, we're just kidding.
But I do have BioCleanse.
That's not a good sign if you don't have pants.
You never know. He probably has one of those prototype chairs with the toilet built inside of them, so you never know.
You never know in China.
Anyway, I'm supposed to read this disclaimer. The opportunity of a lifetime is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. At Plexus Worldwide, we want you to know that the results you're about to hear may vary from person to person, and we do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
So, without further ado, let's welcome DEE COMPTON.
Hi,
Hello,
Dee.
Dee.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Blake?
I'm doing fantastic. Tanya, look at this. Look at this. She's got her computer so that you can see her diplomas
I was just like
and
trying
degrees.
hard to figure out what that was on the wall. There's like 60 of them. One, two. Like she's smart. We need to. She's way too smart for me. What
Yeah.
are those?
Uh, hmm, 2 degrees and 2 counseling licenses.
That's awesome.
Unworthy.
What's your degree?
Unworthy.
What are your degrees in?
I have a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in counseling.
Oh, she's
Wow. I should probably make an appointment.
she is on the wrong show or the right show.
Yeah.
We all need some serious help.
I'd prefer this be behind me. You see it?
Let me see. Help it be. Yes, that's awesome. Love life. Be Plexus.
I mean, technically it could, but your arms might get tired.
No, I know.
Yeah. It's
So,
not good when
anyway.
that happens.
Dee, tell us a little bit about yourself other than you're very well educated.
Uh, regarding Plexus, is that what you want to know about, Blake?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, I got involved in March 2014. And honestly, at that time, I was just looking for a hobby. I was bored. I was doing the 8 to 5 job every day. I had just moved to Nashville, Tennessee. I didn't have any friends. And I was really just looking for something to do. So, going through Facebook, scrolling through my news feed, and I see Heidi Spear posting about Plexus for probably a year before it was 6 months before I jumped on her bandwagon. But I knew Heidi from college. I knew her when she was at her heaviest, and we were in rival sororities, but we didn't have any problems between each other or anything. We were always good friends, whatever. But I knew her and I trusted her and I knew what kind of person she was and that she wasn't lying whenever she, was talking about all of her results. So, I just was like, I'd really like to do something some type of network marketing. So I got into Plexus because I saw, Heidi and all of the testimonies.
Okay, you started off specifically for a hobby, not even product, but just because you were wanting to play or do something fun.
And I had no idea that my life was just going to be changed completely. Like, I wasn't even expecting it. I wasn't looking for anything. But I just started off with Slim. And so 2 weeks in, I'm like, I just feel different. And at that time, just to give you a little background, June 2012, I was diagnosed with Rocky Mountain tick fever, and so I was extremely, extremely ill for months and months and months before I was diagnosed properly. And
Can you tell me what that is? Because I don't know what that is.
Oh, Rocky Mountain tick fever, well, it's basically you get it from a tick bite. And you have migraines, you have nausea, dizziness, you have neurological problems. It can mess with you can't walk all of the time, like your balance is messed up. But the migraines, I can't even explain how horrible the migraines are. They're so much worse than a normal migraine. I've had migraines since I was 15 years old. But whenever I got these migraines, they were so much worse than anything else I'd ever experienced.
Is it kind of like something from the tick, like is poisonous or something, and gets in your system?
They're like carrying like some type of bacteria. It's similar to Lyme's disease.
Okay, so like it's a bacteria that starts to, okay, I got it. All right.
And so
That's not good. Because do you remember getting bit by a tick?
I do. At that time, I was living in Searcy, Arkansas, and I was living in a little bitty apartment complex, and I was having to walk my dog every day in this wooded area, and so I would have like 5 ticks on me every single time I took her out.
Oh, yikes. Okay, so at least you knew that was probably a proper diagnosis.
Yeah. But being from Louisiana, like, that wasn't a big deal to me. Ticks were ticks. I've had ticks on me my whole life. That didn't like freak me out or anything. I didn't think anything about it, honestly, and until I was diagnosed. But I went through 4 months of testing, very rigorous testing. I would go in every Friday, and my internal medicine doctor would draw like 12 vials of blood every Friday. They could not figure out what was wrong with me. So, I went through lupus testing. I went through, meningitis. Actually, my first tick panel was negative. And so they were about to do like a biopsy of one of my lymph nodes. And I said, can I put it just in my neck? Because that's another thing. They were really swollen. And I said, can I just have another tick panel first? And he let me do one. And actually the health department called me. Like, they knew before he did. So that's how. So anyways, I had residual symptoms for 2 years. And I was going to, after that, the internal medicine doctor referred me to an infectious disease doctor, which also treats AIDS and stuff like that. So I was pretty much the only one there with like a tick-borne illness pretty much every time I went. And he pretty much told me, well, these are just residual symptoms of it, and one day you'll be symptom-free. But that never happened. And I honestly I didn't think I would ever recover from it. I honestly felt like it would be just like Lyme disease, and I was just going to be stuck with it for the rest of my life.
Wow. And you're young. How old are you?
I'll be 30 next week.
Oh, you're feeling that.
Yeah.
That was where the pause came from. Oh, I'm 30 next week. You know what? 30 is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It is. It is.
It is. Huh, Dustin?
I love it.
It's amazing. Okay, but you had this, and how long did you have it?
I was struggling with it for 2 years before plexus, but even after that, it suppressed my immune system. I mean, I was constantly sick, but it suppressed it, and I ended up having 4 different surgeries, colorectal surgeries. I mean, the infection was just spreading throughout my body. I could not fight off anything. It was one thing after the next. So I had like 4 colorectal surgeries, and then
Gosh.
yeah, and then I had a breast tumor removed, and then that was in February, and then in March I started Plexus, and 2 weeks later I was symptom free. And I tell you what, I was like, I feel different, and honestly, like at this point, I had never heard of anyone else having any testimony like this. I wasn't expecting it.
No, wait. So you just said that after you just had the Slim, right?
Yeah, I was just taking Slim, and
after 2 weeks of taking the Slim.
yes, it was 2 weeks. I said, I feel different. And so I went and I grabbed a thermometer because I had ran fever for 2 years. And I mean, people say, well, it's just a low-grade temperature. Well, it was the temperature, and I was always cold. I always had chills. And I felt feverish constantly for 2 years.
Your body was trying to push it out, trying to get rid of it, and it just couldn't.
So I took Slim. I did it for 2 weeks, and I said, I just feel different. Went and grabbed the thermometer, and I had a normal temperature. I just there, I was bawling my eyes out. Like, I could not believe it. And still to this day, like, I'm still in disbelief that just 2 weeks. And really what I think is, number one, my blood sugar was always low. My blood pressure was always low. My gut was completely suppressed. I mean, like, I had no immune system. And once I incorporated the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse,
that had to change everything.
It did, especially for me, having so many colorectal issues. Just transformed my life.
Wow, Dee, that is.
Yes.
I have never heard of a testimony like that. There's one other person out there that has Lyme disease, but I don't know a whole lot about that. But I have never heard of something like this, especially with just a Slim. I mean, it makes sense to me that, when someone starts the triplex, especially when they have such toxicity or the bacteria buildup and such a lower, immune system. But just to have the Slim work like that, that is a miracle. And then.
With Rocky Mountain tick fever, one of the symptoms is your inflammation levels are out of the roof. Well, what does Slim do?
Yeah.
By regulating your sugar levels, it decreases your inflammation. So, like, I honestly think maybe the fever was from the inflammation my body was still hanging on to. I couldn't get rid of it. So, like, yeah, just the Slim in those 2 weeks. Yes.
Wow. That is so big.
Yeah.
Well, okay, no, and so what's happened since then? You said you had, I don't know what these rectal things are. I'm assuming that there's surgeries that they have with, I imagine the triplex has changed that or helped that.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any of those issues anymore. I did have IBS, and pretty much all of those surgeries had stemmed from the IBS and just chronic constipation. But that was actually from a suppressed immune system, which was from extremely poor gut health, because I had chronic mononucleosis since I was in 6th grade. Like, I had to be homeschooled because I missed so many days of school when I was in 6th grade. So, I know for a fact I took antibiotics like at least 2 to 3 times a month for years. And same thing whenever I was diagnosed with Rocky Mountain tick fever. And so, like, all of those antibiotics, all of those steroids, they completely suppressed my immune system. I could not fight anything off.
Yeah.
So,
that's definitely will do it. From such a young age, kids are doing that right now. I mean, the kids are just constantly on antibiotics and drugs and so many things that are just not normal. And, you know, here, the perfect example is watching you go from, you know, your whole age. You may have not ever even gotten the Rocky Mountain tick fever had your, you know, immune system been better or you know, be able to tolerate something like that. But
I
wow.
mean, yeah, and even if I had gotten it, I'm sure that I would have been able to recover from it. But being said I had no immune system, I couldn't recover. I
Right.
couldn't move forward.
Dustin,
Yes, sir.
talk to Dee.
And I heard you, and this is off subject, but I heard you were from Louisiana.
Yeah,
What part?
around Shreveport.
Ah, I'm from around Lake Charles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when you, okay, I know that you said that, like, what regimen are you doing now? Like, what are you doing now to continue your healthy lifestyle?
I do the triplex, I do X Factor, and I am in the process of incorporating ease and nerve because, well, today I had an MRI, and this came out of nowhere, but basically, whenever I was diagnosed with the tick fever, I was prescribed a medicine called amitriptyline for migraines, and I had not stopped taking it yet. So I tried to stop taking it and developed symptoms of trigeminal neuralgia. So I had a migraine today, which, I mean, I did a lot of research, and tick fevers attack your trigeminal nerve. So, like, all of this is connected. I've spoken with Dr. Harris, and we've come up with a really good program that I'm going to incorporate beginning next week. I've been off of Slim for the past month just because I wanted the inflammation to show up if there was any inflammation surrounding that nerve. So I got off of Slim, but
Where's the nerve at that you're looking in your face?
yeah, it's right there.
Oh wow. And that came because of a drug that you took for migraines?
No, this is actually a result of the Rocky Mountain tick fever too.
Okay.
It's the tick fever attacks that nerve, and things that I was on amitriptyline, it kept it at bay for all of these years. And whenever I stopped taking it, I developed symptoms of trigeminal neuralgia. And what that is basically it's called the suicide disease because it is by far the worst pain known to man right now. Anyways, it is a stabbing pain constantly right here. Stabbing or like an electrocuting feeling, like a shock. And it's basically from nerve damage. So I am about to incorporate nerve into my wonderful product regimen, and I feel extremely confident that this is just going to be another testimony. So I am stocked up and ready to begin nerve now.
And Dee, my heart is just breaking for you, and I'm trying not to talk because I'm just gonna cry. I mean, seriously, you have been through some stuff. I mean, that is taking a serious toll on you, and to be able to have something that can bring your life back. Let me tell you what, that nerve support is the most incredible product. And the reason why I can say that is because I have had extreme neuropathy in my legs and feet from the type 2 diabetes for so long. And what it has done for that has been amazing. It literally regenerates nerves. That alone is just such a miracle. Sorry, but boy, I'm listening to you talk about, you know, the pain that you're in and the things that you're going through right now. And to just know that you have something like that you can have in your arsenal to fight what it is that's happened to you because of the drugs and the things. I mean, if there's a lesson to learn here for anybody, it's how toxic and how terrible these things can be to us and how they can be so damaging. I mean, you know, to be able to have something like this now that you're dealing with because of drugs that were, you know, man, it's just, okay. You're going to make it through this. You're going to make it through, shining through, and you have, God's given you the gifts of these products to be able to do that. I can't wait for that testimony. We'll have you back.
I know. I'm extremely excited about it, honestly. I mean, I have so many testimonies, but
you do. Tell, what else is there? Tell me more.
Well, I've got my allergies and asthma. They're gone. I had skin testing done to prove that I used to have allergies. I don't
where they poke you on the back and they like surf it. Okay.
I was allergic to 36 of 48 of everything that they tested me for. Another issue that I developed after I had Rocky Mountain tick fever. It's called Raynaud's, and it's basically your fingers go numb, you lose circulation in your fingers, in your toes, your nose, and your ears. And this month that I've been off of Slim, I had 3 flare-ups last week. I think some of you probably saw the picture that I posted on Facebook.
Yeah, I had asked you about that.
It was constant. And honestly, I know once I start back on Slim, it is going to go away. And I truly believe that this trigeminal neuralgia or whatever it is, this nerve damage I have, this is really just putting my life to be another testimony. Even though I have all of these other ones, out of nowhere, here comes this other one. I just feel like I am supposed to be an advocate for someone, to help someone find relief.
You are right. You are. I believe that. I know that 100%. I mean, we go through these things, whatever struggles it is we have in life, whatever health struggles, emotional struggles, spiritual struggles, you know, to overcome them so that we can help somebody else. And darn it, if they didn't have to just give them all to you, because everything you've named is something that I've never even heard of before, but or any other testimony like it, you know. But look at what you're going to be able to accomplish, and oh my gosh, you wouldn't even be able to accomplish it without these products.
I know.
I mean, you know, right when you go back on Slim, what's going to happen.
I do, and I don't have any doubts. I'm at peace with it. Whenever they told me you have trigeminal neuralgia, you know, you need to have this MRI done, I was just like, that's okay. This is fine. I have no doubt in my mind that this nerve is going to be healed, and I'm not going to have this problem anymore, and I'm going to be able to discontinue the amitriptyline and still not have this problem. I know it. And even, I mean, this has just come out in the last month, and I've been put into contact with so many people suffering with trigeminal neuralgia, and they've all reached out to me and said, if this works for you,
we want
it.
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
And I just think, this is going to be a life changer for so many people. If this actually helps with trigeminal neuralgia, if I can walk away with another testimony, then
when do you start all this? This next week?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're off all the Plexus products right now because you're
No.
Okay.
I did not get off of ProBio.
Okay. You're like, forget you. I'm never getting off that.
I'm still on ProBio 5, BioCleanse, and X Factor.
Okay.
But beginning next week, I am getting back on Slim, and I will start Nerve and Eve, and I'll be taking 12 a day, 12 Nerve a day. I am stocked.
I was going to ask you that, and you know what? That's going to do it. I mean, it's going to, And the longer you're on it, the more it heals. I mean, I started it in January of this year is when I started the nerve support. And I've taken every single day, sometimes a little more and sometimes less, just depending upon what I threw in my mouth, you know. But amazing stuff, amazing. But it's not a short-term thing. It's something that takes some time, and nerve damage is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, it can happen. I believe it'll happen exactly how it's supposed to. And if you're taking 12, you'll be fixed tomorrow.
Hopefully. And all I can think about is, you know, if I had decided to do this back in 2011 before I was even bit by the tick, like this, I really think this could have saved me like $19,000. Like that's after I was diagnosed from June 2012 until let's see, it was March 2014. I spent over $19,000 on surgeries. And,
oh my gosh.
I can't even. I don't know. Like
It could
actually,
you know what? You have
I don't know where 19 was one of them. I'm sorry. It was over 93,000. That was the number I wrote.
93?
It was over 93,000.
Oh
Now,
my gosh.
insurance paid some of that, and my parents helped me with the rest. But $93,000 for 4 surgeries and just. But you know, the tick panels alone are like $1,000, very close to it. I think at that time they were $800.
Oh my gosh.
And then, you know, well, yeah, surgeries are expensive, especially for them.
Yeah. You know what though? Look at what you have. Look at what you have to go forward with. Imagine if you didn't. I mean, you know what it's like to live without it, or I mean, you were just looking for a hobby.
I know.
You were looking for a hobby and you got your health. You have your life back, and now you have a story that when we come across people who are suffering with these things, which I'm going to have you write down and send to me because I don't know any of it.
Come on.
Right, you guys? I mean, I was like, what was that nerve thing again in your face? I don't know the names. It's like, 100 letters long. But, you're going to be able to be a huge testimony. And that's what it's all about, So what else have you experienced with Plexus other than health stuff? Where are you at? What's your hobby like?
I love my hobby. I'm currently a gold ambassador.
Awesome! Yay!
I have a little over 100 ambassadors under me. Trying to rank up, but it's a process.
It is.
One thing that Plexus has brought to me also, it has also made me a better mental health therapist. And I say that because, I went to grad school and was never taught the connection between gut health and mental health. Like, how? I don't know how. I'm still, like, dumbfounded by it. Like, how can you not teach students about this?
Because I really believe that they don't know. It's not part of the education of our system, our doctor's system. They very few people. I think people are learning, but honestly, they don't know the connection, because literally it's a direct connection for everything, every autoimmune disease, every mental. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I tell people. If they're depressed or they're anxious, I say, are you taking a probiotic? And I don't necessarily tell them to go get on Plexus, but I mean, it is important. Mental health is related. There's a huge correlation. Mental health, gut health, like they go hand in hand. Like,
well, our gut is called the second brain for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it is the second, has, all the nerve endings are second, to our brain. So it only makes common sense that everything that we put in our bodies, like dyes and processed foods and harsh chemicals and antibiotics and all these things, are going to have a direct effect on our mental capacity, just like brain fog.
yes.
Like you walk around in a fog all the time. gut health. It all goes back to gut health. Isn't that amazing that we know that, though? I am so thankful that I know that now, so that when something comes up that's, yeah, that's a big deal.
I agree. And I mean, serotonin and dopamine are produced in the gut. So how can you not know? I mean, like, I just never knew. I never put two and two together. I guess a lot of people still haven't. And honestly, I think people think I'm a little crazy when I start telling them, oh, you're depressed, you're anxious, maybe you should try a probiotic. And they look at me like I'm crazy. But I truly believe it. I'm much happier now. I'm much less anxious. And another product I take is Mega X, by the way. And I haven't stopped taking it, and I love it. And it helps me sleep. And it honestly, it just makes me feel really chill throughout the day. I'm just easygoing and I'm all good.
Mega X is crazy cool stuff. That stuff just knocks you out, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it.
What's your other favorite product?
Oh, I like the body cream too. Another thing I developed with Rocky Mountain Tick Fever was cystic acne. And I mean, the body cream, you put it on there and you don't, as long as I use it every night, I don't get any cystic acne. So
Wow.
that's been another one. But obviously my favorite product, number one is Probio 5. Love Probio 5. What are you laughing at, Blake?
You're like, oh, that's just another one.
I know, like I can't pick just one. I can't.
It's hard. You can, because every single one of them does something so fantastic for your health. But you know what? No, we talked last week, didn't we, you guys, about we just wish we could just take a bath in the body cream.
Yeah.
Because seriously, that stuff.
We did?
Yes. Well, I did with Sarah. You were probably not paying attention.
Clearly.
Because we were talking about how it was the fountain of youth, and we just totally love it. Even though, you know, I'm only talking about the fountain of youth part because Sarah's 20-something. But anyway, you know what I'm saying.
I showed to my acupuncturist on Tuesday, and she was all about it. No, actually, it was Monday, yeah. And she was like, this is really good. This activated charcoal, this is good stuff. And so I gave her some ingredient list of all of our products, especially the 2 creams. And she was interested in the ease and nerve, definitely. So.
Can't you just wait to see what they come up with next?
Yeah,
What's next?
I'm actually very anxious if there is something.
I'm excited. That sounds fun. I want to
what
know.
else would they?
Blakester, you're a superstar with Plexus. You need to go find out.
Okay.
You're the what do you call that thing?
The Exceed newsletter centerfold?
Yes.
I've always wanted to be a centerfold, but
You are the centerfold of Exceed.
yeah.
I love that. That's fabulous.
But
Wow.
enough about me. You know, this is about Dee.
Well, right. So what other questions do we have for Dee?
Dustin, you've been awfully quiet.
I'm listening.
Dustin forgot how to run the show. He used to be the star of PLEXYSTARS. Then he disappeared into China somewhere in a corner, a hole, and now he's finally back, and now he won't even speak.
Well, he's got to watch. He's being monitored. He's got to watch what he says.
He took his Mega X a little while ago.
Wake up, Dustin.
I really had BioCleanse this morning because I went to the gym and I came back and I took my BioCleanse to help my muscles relax.
Sweet.
So I really enjoyed your testimony. So you turned your hobby into a business. So like how I know you probably still have a full-time job. So how often do you work your hobby?
Honestly, I mean, I'm doing it constantly.
She's doing it now. She's not even listening. She's not even listening to us. She's doing it now.
Well, you know, like that's one of the biggest questions is that, like, you know, I work 8 to 5, you know, or whatever the case is, and I don't have enough time to work my business, you know. So how do you incorporate it with your lifestyle?
Well, I'm a contractor for the Department of Defense, and I have a very
Whoa, now we're all being monitored.
All right.
I gotta go.
Bye.
constantly being monitored.
Did she just say she's a contractor for the Department of Defense?
I need to drink my coffee.
Justin, you got the right girl on the line now. We don't have to worry about you disappearing anymore.
Yes,
Okay, sorry,
I do have a very flexible schedule. So I create my own day. I get up like an hour, 30 minutes to an hour early, do a little plexus stuff.
We're waiting for Dustin to come back.
No, Blake
I mean,
disappeared.
for Blake. Blake sure disappeared. He's like, he went AWOL. Okay. Sorry, Dee. We're a mess, but that was really funny.
So what happened? You wake up an hour early for what?
I get up like an hour early to answer questions and, do some team stuff and just tend to business, in the morning. And then on my lunch, I usually, I do stuff constantly on lunch. I'm, scheduling stuff on Tiny Torch or creating challenges, participating in challenges, meeting with people, and then whenever I get home, I pretty much work it until I go to sleep.
Dustin, stop it. I mean, Blake. I can't even get your name straight tonight. Okay.
You heard what she said.
I heard what she said. It's hilarious. Oh, gosh. You're in trouble. Tell me what you do for a challenge with your team. I'm interested in that.
I just had, someone in my downline actually came up with it, and I began co-hosting it with her. It was called a silver boot camp. And so pretty much anyone in my downline that wanted to participate did. And 5 of them went silver out of 20, so that's a pretty good amount, I think.
Yeah. What did you do? Just you had a set guideline of things that you did with them, or?
Yeah, like the typical challenges. I actually think it was from Sarah Marvel's, one of her trainings that she did. Because I had gotten a lot of information from Heidi's challenges that she did, like Operation Awesome and Operation Maui. She did those, I think, in April and August. And then so it's, like figuring out your why or sharing your why.
Making your list, all those things.
Goals, yeah, your dream team, stuff like that. Challenges. And I've been doing a challenge group with Heidi, which was the Laws of Leadership challenge.
Very
and
good.
Now I am about to start doing that with my team in January.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. So if you had one tip that you could give Plexus-wise, the products-wise, what would it be?
Products-wise?
Yeah, one tip to give out there to our listeners who are thinking about,
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure that their minds are processing everything that you've said, and we all know people who have these things, or anybody that has bacterial type of infections, or things like this. That, I mean, mono. You mentioned that, or things of that nature. What's your number one tip with the products?
You have to be consistent. You have to drink your water. You have to believe. And you have to give them a chance. Try them for at least 60 days. But if you're doing triplex, I would honestly say give it 6 months. Because depending on how unhealthy your gut is, I'm going to be at 4. I've dealt with candida overgrowth for, I would say, at least 20 years. So I plan to stay at 4 probiotics a night for at least 20 months. So, I mean, for about 2 years, I'm going to be at 4. And
Well, smart.
Yeah.
I think if we had a chance to look at our gut, underneath a microscope. And I heard someone say not too long ago that you're supposed to give it a month for every year that you've abused your body or, you know, been on. So I got to really, I'm going to be like 80. You know, I'm like, my gosh. I'm going to put all probiles coming to my house, you guys. Sorry. No more for you, Blakester.
What?
He wasn't listening again.
I know. See what I'm saying? Did I just not say that?
Well,
it's my answer. Sorry.
He's still reeling in the Department of Defense issues.
I'm watching what I say.
I know. Now you're saying nothing. You're scared. This is the first time I've Blake
That-
speechless.
There's only like a handful of people that can do that.
I don't even understand.
I don't either. Anywho.
Okay, so what would you like to say? What are your final thoughts? What do you?
I say moo.
Not you, Blake.
Oh, okay. Moo.
He said moo, like cows.
I say give the products a chance, believe, and if you're thinking about beginning the products and you're not sure if you should, just pray about it.
Amen.
Very good. That is the perfect place to end. Because that's why we're all here. I believe that all of us believe 100% that we're here because God brought these products into our lives. I know He brought them to mine.
Amen.
As a hobby.
You've got to keep us up to date on what happens. I'm very excited to see what happens with your new regime going on this next week.
Yeah.
So excited for you, and I know you're in pain tonight and you're not feeling very well. So thank you so much for taking time to come in and talk to us. And I'm going to make sure everybody that knows or I hear about this, I take them back to this interview so they can hear it from you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. Make sure you share PLEXYSTARS if there's anybody that you know that has a story that is amazing and that we need to hear it. Everyone is a PLEXYSTAR with Plexus, and we just want to be able to share things like this, like Dee shared with us tonight with the world, so that we can make a difference and make people healthy, get them better.
Amen to that.
Awesome. We're gonna.
With that being said, that concludes tonight. So, Dee, thank you so much for agreeing to come out of this craziness. Hopefully, we can have you back again.
Yeah.
Would you agree to that?
Of course.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm afraid to let go because I'm afraid that we won't see Dustin again. Somehow there's just this thing in me that says I can't hang up because he's not going to come back.
I promise, I'm back. I've had a rough
Don't make promises you can't keep. Anyway, next week, tune in next week. We have Rachel Rogers on next week. Same time. That's going to be a fun show, too.
Rachel Rogers. I know I saw a post from her the other day. She is working on Emerald this month.
Yeah.
She is turning Emerald this month.
Yes, she is.
She's so awesome. What an amazing story she's going to share with us. All right. Hey, good night, guys. Thanks so much.
Signing off. Thanks, guys.